Hey, what's going on, everyone? Joshua Jones here for a Commander deck tech that's equal to or less than $100. So let's jump right into it. This is the Masters 25 edition. So we have Animorphin today. There's a bunch of legendaries that came out, but this one is seemed like the most fun. I really wanted to be making a teamer deck for a long time, and what a perfect time for Masters to bring this card back and drive the price down and have us get a nice little commander in here. So this is a blue, red, green for a 1/1 Animar, Soul of Elements, a legendary creature elemental. So I guess you could play this elemental tribal, but we're doing a little morph thing. So Animar has protection from white and from black. So there's a lot of stuff that has target removal in those colors. So that's, a little built-in protection, sort of. And whenever you cast a creature spell, you put a 1/1 counter on Animar, Soul of Elements, and then creature spells cost one colorless less to cast for each 1/1 counter on Animar. So we're going to be doing a morphin thing with this deck, but first let's get into some ramp spells. So we got Soul Ring, of course, and then Sakura Tribe Elder. So these are two common ramp spells, but the way we did the ramp was we split it up between artifacts and creatures because Animar cares about creatures, and then artifacts are just pretty common. We got an even 5/5 split. Here are the ramp artifact spells. So the three signets and then Felwar Stone. These signets are the ones that are in our colors, and then Felwar lets you tap for any color that your opponents could produce. These are important because if we play any of these on two, they all allow us, provided someone's playing red, green, or blue with the Felwar Stone. But the three signets here, if we play them on two, will allow us to play Animar on turn 3, and we want to get them out as soon as possible. Here we have Coiling Oracle. So whenever ETBs, you get to look at the top and put it onto the battlefield if it's a land. So sometimes it replaces itself with a card in your hand that's not a land. Otherwise, it ramps you. Burnished Heart's kind of cool because it's a colorless card. So if we have 3 counters on Animar, this spell's free to cast. Then you get 2 lands when you pay 3 and sack it. And then Fairhaven Elf, because it's just a 3 mana ramp spell that comes out with the 1/1 body, and it can be cheaper because of Animar. And Solemn Simulacrum, of course, you get a land into play, and then when it dies, you get a draw card. Again, if Animar already has 4 counters on it, this would be free as well. Here we have our draw spells. So in the draw suite, we're playing Mystic Remora, which has a cumulative upkeep. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, if they pay 4, you don't get a draw card, but nobody's going to want to pay 4, so usually you just get a draw card. And people play a lot of non-creature spells, so you're constantly drawing cards, and then eventually you're just going to go ahead and sacrifice this thing instead of playing the upkeep cost for it. And then you have Afeto Runecaster. Now this is a cool little 2/3 creature that says whenever a creature's turn faced up, you get a draw card, and we're playing 20 total morph creatures in this deck, so good chance that's going to get us more than 2 or 3 cards in a game. And then we have Shaman of Great Hunt, which for 4 mana we could draw a card for each creature we control with power 4 or greater. Also has haste and says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you put a 1/1 counter on it. So we're getting counters on our dudes, and also drawing cards with the ability. Primordial Sage and Soul of the Harvest, which are 6 mana creature spells that just say whenever we play creatures we get to draw cards. And then Muldrifter, which we can evoke to draw 2 or just play it for 5 for a little 2/2 flyer that gets us 2 cards. Here we have Secret Plans. So face down creatures get an extra 1 toughness boost, and then whenever a permanent's turn faced up, so like I said, 20 total in the deck, we get a draw card. Life Crafters, which is great because we get a scry 1 every turn at our upkeep, but then also 2 whenever we cast a creature, we could pay green to draw a card. So Mystic Study here, it's a kind of on the expensive side, but it's just a boss at drawing cards, so I didn't want to pass it up. And then Temur Ascendancy because it gives our creatures haste, and then whenever we cast a creature spell with power 4 or greater, enters the battlefield we get a draw card. And then we move into the Morphs. So Morphing is you could just play it face down as a 2/2 for 3 mana. So that cool part about Morphs is that If Animar has 3 counters on it, we can play all the morphs in our hand for free face down, and then turn them up anytime for their morph cost. So we can also just pay the regular mana cost and play these face up. So we have Hooded Hydra, which is morph is 3 green green, and when it's turned face up, we put 5/1 counters on it. So basically, if we play this for free, say because Animar has 3 counters on it, we can play it face down and then spend 5 mana to get a 5/5. And then also, if we want to just play it face up, we can have it enter with X1/1 counters on it. And then when it dies, whether we morph it or just play it regular, we get 1/1 snakes equal to the number of counters on it. Echo Tracer here is going to allow us to turn it face up and return target creature to its owner's hand. So sometimes we can return our creatures to our hands if we want to replay them, or return our opponents for a nice little tempo. And then it's just a 2/2 for 3 if we play it face up. So pretty much just always want to play this face down because there's no downside. Here we have Ice Feather Haven, so it's a 2/2 flyer. When we turn it face up, another target creature to its owner's hand, so same little trick, ours or theirs. Jeering Instigator, which when we turn it face up, we get a threaten something. Rattle Mystic is a nice little bit of ramp, so when we turn it face up, we get 3 mana. So we morph it for 2, so we end up 1 mana ahead in that exchange. So sometimes we could play this for free with Animar, then turn it face up and end up 1 mana on top. Willbender, which is going to allow us to change the target of a target spell or ability with a single target when we turn it face up. Here we have the Hermit, which is saplings get +1/+1. We can morph this for 5 and get 4/1/1 saplings, which are going to be 2/2 saplings. The Spell Snatcher, which is going to allow us to turn it face up, counter target spell, and then if the spell's counter this way, it's exiled, and then we can cast it without paying its mana cost and look as long as it remains exiled. So that's what that does. So we have the Fledging Maw-Core, so this is going to allow us to morph up for 2, and be a flyer, and then deal 1 damage to target creature or player. So it's important to note that this activated ability can be activated when you morph it, as long as it's not summoning sick before you morph it, because the morph doesn't actually cause the creature to go anywhere. It just kind of reveals its true self, if you will. It's not put in exile or leave the battlefield or anything, so if we control the turn or upkeep, it will be able to do that activated ability right away. Now, Tuco Vigilant is whenever it is turned face up, destroy target artifact or enchantment. So a little bit of removal action there. Here we have the Mega Morph spell. So we start off with Monastery Lore Master, which when it's turned face up, we return target non-creature non-land card from graveyard to hand. A little bit of a extra card advantage there. Salt Road Ambusher, which when turned face up, we get to put 2/1/1 counters on it. Oh, excuse me. Whenever another permanent you control is turned face up. So not this one, but whenever we Mega Morph it, it'll be a 4/4, and then we can sneak out some flip ups for extra counters situation. Then we have Den Protector, which creatures with power less than it can't block it. And then when it's turned face up, we return target card from graveyard to hand. So basically, what whatever that, we'll get to it in a little bit, but basically the same thing as the other card that does that. And then we have Stratus Dancer, which when we turn it face up, you counter target instant or sorcery. Our Shaman, when it's turned face up, we exile the top card, and we may play that card. And then Anak Survivalist, which when it's turned face up, destroy target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls. The Lurker can't be blocked, and when we turn it face up, it'll be a 2/2 unblockable. The Spell Eater, when turned face up, counter a spell unless they pay 3. And the Death Misraptor, when we turn it, whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, you may return Death Mist from graveyard to the battlefield face up or face down. Shore Crasher Elemental's got the ability to return it to the battlefield, exile and return to the battlefield face down. We could +1/-1 it, and then we can Mega Morph it for 5. Eternal Witness was that card I was trying to think of. So Eternal Witness is basically the Den Protector, but it's just 3 mana. You don't have to morph it or anything like that. Rash Meat, which whenever we cast our first spell, if it's a non-land with CMC less than that spell, then we put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, we put it into our hand. Elvish Visionary, which just lets us draw a card. And then Artisan of Kozilek, which allows us to annihilate her too, but also, whenever we cast it, we return target creature card from graveyard to the battlefield. So Artisan's kind of cool because if we have the counters on Animar, we can just play this for free and get a lot of value out of it. Mr. Snake, Flash, and we get a counter spell. Training Whelk, Flash, it's a flyer, we get a counter spell. Bane of Progress, which is going to destroy artifacts and enchantments, and then get counters equal to the number destroyed that way. It's a rock which also has flash, and it can't be countered, creatures can't be countered, and others have trample. Here we have Pterodactyl, so we get to destroy up to 3 non-creature permanents. Rex Sage, which destroy artifact or enchantment. Acidic Slime, destroy artifact, enchantment, or land. And Duplicate, which we get to exile a creature, and then have this become that creature's what is that? Power and toughness it is. So here we have Vizier of Menagerie, so we get a look at the top card. We can cast the top card if it's a creature and spend mana however we want to cast it. We also have Garrick's Horde, which we play with the top card revealed, and we can cast it if it's a creature. And the Prowling Zephyr card, where it can't be countered and creatures can't be countered. And then Archetype of Endurance, where creatures have hexproof, and then our opponent's creatures lose hexproof. To win the game, we're going to use Primal Surge to exile the top card of your library, and if it's a permanent, put it onto the battlefield, and then repeat the process into Laboratory Maniac, Zealous Conscripts, Kiki Jiki, some combination of those. We're not playing any auras or any instants, any sorceries in this deck, so all the cards on our deck are permanents except for Primal Surge. Zealous and Kiki are just an instant win combo if you get that, and then Lab Maniac if you were going to draw and you couldn't, you just straight up win. We have 37 lands in the deck, along with Swiftfoot and Lightning Greaves to protect Animar. To round it out, we're playing 10 non-basics, highlighted by Command Tower, Path of Ancestry, and Frontier Bivouac. Here we have 5 mountains, 12 forests, and 10 islands. That's the whole deck. So if you want to see this deck, you could see 971483 on mtggoldfish.com. You can get it for about $100 on TCG Player. Animar Soul of Elements is a pretty awesome teamer deck that I think I'm really going to enjoy a lot, and I'm going to pick up for myself upcoming here at Masters 25. It's just a great deck. I really hope you enjoy it. And thanks so much for watching the video. Check out our other videos here and here. Hey, we'll see you next time.